welcome to my channel, or welcome back. If you are new here, thank you so much for joining us. If you are returning, you already know it. You are fabulous. All right, so let me start by saying that today's video is part of the Heidi Samburg Friend Friday Hop. This is in collaboration with many other creators, and it is going to be a blast. So we'll get into that in just a little bit. Let's start with this first DIY. So for this first one, I've got a bunch of frames from the Dollar Tree. I've got 4 of the, they're like the long ones. They hold 3 pictures. And then I've got 4 of these 5x7 ones, and look at those. They're already distressed, already weathered, looking like I couldn't believe that the Dollar Tree had them. Very, very cute. I've got a couple canvases. These jars I actually do not end up using. And then I have got a couple of these little doodads that came from the Dollar General store, actually. Those are just going to be part of what we're doing here. So, first off, we're going to take the glass and everything out of our frames. We're going to keep that matte. I want to keep the matte part. Now, the first thing you got to do when you take these frames apart is go through and pick out the little, like the holder, the little metal clips that are in the back. But be super careful while you're doing that, because you can bust the frames. I have actually busted them before, and, you know, on accident, but it is really easy to crack the frame when you're doing that. But anyway, so get all of those out. I'm going to take my Waverly chalk paint in the color plaster, a chip brush, and I'm just going to very lightly dry brush these frames. I just want to give them a little bit of a weathered look, a little bit of an aged look. So we're just going to dry brush all the frames. All of the black frames, not the little ones. We're working on the big ones right now, or the long ones right now. Take those mats, dry brush each one of those mats, actually. So, I mean, I know it's paper, but either way, it's still going to work. It's kind of like a really thin cardboard, so it works. All right, now, I wish that I had done the inside of these frames and mats. So, if you recreate this, definitely go ahead and paint the inside of the frame and the mat. But I didn't, so anyways, we're going to keep going with it. Now, I just took some hot glue, made a small bead all the way around this frame. I'm going to take that mat and place it where the part that we dry brushed is facing the outside. And very carefully just press everything down. Look how good that looks. Ooh, I cannot wait. Okay, so what we're doing is making lanterns. I wanted to do a set of lanterns, like 2 of them, you know, different sizes, and use pretty much all Dollar Tree products. So that's what we're trying to do here, and I think that they turn out fabulous. All right, so I took those frames, and we're just going to glue them together on all 4 sides. So, of course, you're making a square, super simple. Just run your hot glue right down the edge, glue it to it. Okay, now, I've got one of the, I guess it's like an 8x8 picture, I would think. Something like that, 9x9, something like that. It's just a square. There you go. It is a square, a square picture canvas that I got from the Dollar Tree. Make sure you pull the back off of it, obviously, but I just took that plaster paint and painted it white. Now, the little 3-tiered tray signs, they came from the Dollar General store, but we're going to take that plaster that was left on the paint, on my brush, and just go over those lightly. Now, I'm taking some mineral colored paint and my chip brush, and I'm just going to go through and distress these, canvases. Works out really, really good, y'all. These turn out so cute. All right, so you're just going to stay in the same, making your strokes go in the same direction. So going in with that mineral, I'm doing all of the canvases. I even take that mineral colored paint and go over the little, the tiered tray pictures or signs. I don't know what you would call those. They're just little tiny, little bitty signs. That's what those are. So anyways, we're just going to go over it, just lightly going over it, distress it a little bit, make it look weathered like wood. I go over both of these. I love, love, love the way that these turn out. All right, now I'm going to take another chip brush and some silver lining colored chalk paint, and now is when the magic happens. Check that out. Just a couple strokes across there, y'all, and it looks just like weathered wood. I mean, oh my goodness. I think it turns out so, so good. All right, so I'm going to do that to all of these canvases, and look at that. Oh my goodness. Anyways, we're going to go over it go over all of the canvases and those 2 little frames. Now, glue all this together. We're going to take the medium-sized one, add some hot glue all the way around it, flip it over, put it directly in the middle of that square canvas. We're making a top for our lantern. All right, we're going to take that smaller one, glue right around it. Super simple. All of this is so easy to do. Pop it right in the middle. Boom. Now, I did take a handle that I believe came from Walmart. Couple bucks maybe. Added a little paint to it, just kind of made it look weathered, and I'm going to hot glue that straight on top. You don't have to do that. I just did that as just an added little extra embellishment, I guess you'd say. But it's going to pretty much be covered up by the time we're done anyways. But I wanted to make a top for this so that you could take it off and put your candle down in there, or put, obviously not a real one, hello, or, you know, just whatever you want to put inside this, you would be able to take the top off. So we're not connecting that top. We are going to connect the bottom of it to a piece of the picture frame that came out. That's the cardboard that we pulled out. Now, I'm going to take the smaller ones, and we're going to do pretty much the exact same thing as we did to the big ones. We're just going to glue these together on all 4 sides. You're just running a small dab of hot glue down there. And this would probably work with super glue also, I would think. You got to be kind of careful with the hot glue because you don't want it to be, you know, you don't want to use a bunch and it be bulky. You know what I mean? Like, and then it just kind of sits unevenly. So you got to be kind of careful with the hot glue. But as long as you just add a, you know, thin little line across there and pretty quickly go ahead and get your frame on, you're going to be fine. So we've got all 4. Now, I do take those 2 canvases that you see there on top. I did the bottom exactly the same way as I did the other ones, but I took those 2 canvases, painted those just like we did the big one, added them all together. Now, I'm taking some material, Lord have mercy, I can't talk. I'm taking some ribbon that I have already folded. I just folded it over onto itself about 6 or 8 times, each piece, and I'm going to snip it on each side. I've got some other ribbon there you can see. I've even got some of the berry garland that I've got folded up like that. I'm taking this metal piece of wire here, metal obviously, but this piece of wire is what we're going to connect this all together with. So I'm just going to put it all together, leave my little pieces hanging. You're going to take that wire and go down in where you made those snips at on each side. Twist it around, get it as tight as you can. I'm going to link a video in the cards right now so that it'll be somewhere on the top of the screen, somewhere close right here in this video, so that y'all can see a more in-depth tutorial on how to make this bow. But anyway, so after you get that done, you're going to fluff each one of the ears, or the loops, I guess you would say. So just fluff those out. You're even going to take that berry garland and fluff it just like you would the loops. You're just going to pull it out and fluff it out just like you would the loops. I just thought by adding that berry garland, it kind of gave it a little extra something. I don't know, but I love it. I think it looks awesome, and I will probably be doing it to most all of my bows now because I just think it looks so different and just cool. All right, so hold on to your tails. This is what it looks like. I love it. I love it. We're going to do something with those tails. Don't worry. I love it. I think it is gorgeous. Now, I took this and I did add a little topper to our topper. Y'all, what is it called? Oh, Lord have mercy. A knob. Holy cow. I cannot talk today. I added a knob to the top of those canvases and made the lid for our lantern. This one is just like the big one. I just wanted 2 of them. That way I would have, it's just a set. Like, it looks pretty that way when you have 2 of that. So I took the ends of my tails there, and I'm just going to dovetail each one of them. Cut those off a little shorter. Those don't have the wire in them, so you can't really do much with them. But I did take that berry garland, and I'm taking a paint bottle, y'all, and just wrapping it around it so that when that hangs, it'll be, curly. This turns out so good. Oh my goodness. I love these. I added a bow to the big one, put some greenery and some candles in both of these, and they are fabulous. Okay. I absolutely love them. Okay, so before we go any further, let me tell you a little bit about today's video. This is part of the Friend Friday Hop hosted by Miss Heidi Samburg from Heidi Samburg DIY. She has put together a slew of amazing, just crafty creators that are going to have a bunch of videos. What we're going to do is you're going to go to the description box of this video when you're done watching. There will be a link to the next person's video. You're just going to hop right on over there to that video. This is the great part though. We have all chipped in, and there is going to be a Friend Friday giveaway. It is a $375 Amazon gift card, and that will go to whoever, or well, whichever lucky winner actually comments on every video in the hop. So make sure that you make it all the way back around to me. Just hit that link, keep on going to the next video. As soon as you finish one, go to the next one. All right, DIY number 2. So for this DIY, I've actually got 2 signs from the Dollar Tree, and then this gift bag, y'all. Look how gorgeous this gift bag is from the Dollar Tree. I love that one side has got the glitter, and then the other side doesn't. So we're going to be using the side that doesn't. First, we're going to take the 2 signs that came from the Dollar Tree. I sanded those down, got the glitter that was on those off. I'm going to take my hot glue gun and just make a line right down the seam where those 2 signs connect. We're just making a line right down through there. I'm going to take one of these jumbo craft sticks, pop that dude right down in the middle. I'm actually going to take 2 more of the jumbo craft sticks and glue those on either side of that first one. And that just gives it a little more support. Just make sure this dude stays together. All right, now I'm going to paint this with my Waverly chalk paint in the color Plaster. And I'm focusing mainly on the middle. I don't want to do too much on the edges because I want this to be, have that distressed look. But we're going to paint the shiplap and everything. So don't worry. But this is so easy. So you're going to paint it your base color. I'm using Plaster. It's like an off-white color. You could use a gray. You could use black. I mean, it just depends on how you want to do it. Now, I'm taking a ruler, and we're going to take a Sharpie, just a Sharpie marker, and make lines that are even with these notches that are cut out in the wood, not wood, but whatever this MDF board, or however you say that. I don't even know if I just called that right. Anyways, I just made lines across there with my Sharpie. I'm taking the colors Mineral, Silver Lining, and Black. I've got 2 chip brushes. And then I've got this big old brush. We're just going to use that for something else. All right, so first thing I'm going to go in with is the Silver Lining. And I love this color. It's just a beautiful color. I love Silver Lining. But I'm focusing on the lines that we made. I'm just lightening those up, kind of making those kind of, they go a little better. It doesn't look like Sharpie on the board. So you're just going to go right over those lines. Then I'm going in with the Mineral color, And just watch how it just changes right before your eyes. It really starts to look like wood. And this is so easy. Literally anybody could do this. I'm doing nothing but slapping this paint on. I have no technique with my hand. It's just literally slapping the paint on, guys. Anybody can do this. So I'm taking the black now, and I'm just going to go right over the top of it. I am dry brushing all of this, so that means you're not going to put a lot of paint on your brush when you do go over it, but you're just going to build the color up. So I started out with the silver lining, then the mineral, then the black, and then I just continued to do that until I got it to the color that I wanted. Now I'm taking that bag, and I'm just going to cut out the little green part that's got the deer on it. We're going to cut that out. And then I've got this pick that I got from Walmart. How beautiful is that? I'm going to take that paper that part of the bag that we cut out, Mod Podge it right down to our board. And I did bring it down a little ways on the board. It's closer to the bottom. I wanted to leave myself a space at the top in order to be able to put these picks. I took that pick, cut it apart. I'm taking some floral wire. I am going to actually, now that I have it, placed the way that I want it, I'm going to put this into like a little bundle. Just place the two ends together, take that floral wire it right up. And this gives me something that I can hot glue also. I can use the part of the wire and just hot glue that portion straight to the board. So that's exactly what I did. Just hot glue that dude down. I made a big old bow. And there you have it. I added a little ornament that came from the Dollar General. And y'all, I think this is so pretty. Oh my goodness. I love it. So I would like to invite y'all to come check me out, my new page that I have over on thecoffeeshop.com. It is ko-fi.com. I actually post lots of different sneak peeks to upcoming videos. I have lots of home decor, different stuff that I have done, different stuff that we're going to be doing. Also, inside this website, I have actually got a shop where if you see something that you maybe like that you've seen me do on the channel, different DIYs that I have actually done and made, you can actually purchase those DIYs. So definitely come check that out. The prices are reasonable. The DIYs are one of a kind because I don't typically recreate, something that I've already done. So y'all be sure and check that out. I have got lots of stuff over there, lots of inventory. Just definitely come check that out. That's something new that I just started. I am super proud of it. It makes you feel good, when you're a mom and you can say, hey kids, look what mom's got. Mom's got her own little shop. It's just a proud feeling. So y'all be sure and come check me out over there. It's coffee.com. All right. DIY number 3. So for this one, this is so super simple, y'all. All right, I have got 3 vases, 3 mirrors, and a sign that came all from the Dollar Tree. So I'm going to paint that sign black. I didn't figure y'all had to see me painting it, just paint the whole sign black. I took some tumbling tower blocks and added those to the back of those mirrors so that I could actually glue the mirrors to that board. The bottom part of those mirrors was kind of hollow, so I had to use the tumbling tower blocks in order for it to actually touch the board. So just took my first one, put it in the middle. That way I would be, even with my mirrors, make sure everything was on the board evenly. So super simple. And this is gorgeous. This actually sold within about 10 minutes of me posting it on the shop. It was gone. Okay, so I just took some of the garland from the Dollar Tree, wound it around itself, okay, and made a wreath, or like a candle ring is kind of what I would call it. I took some of that frosted fern, cut it up, pulled it off into little pieces. I'm going to add that to my garland. And your garland, you just want it big enough that the vase will sit down in the middle of it. Like you see there on the right-hand side, that is, that's one that's already made. So you're just gonna add this to it. Now I did add a little more of the greenery, and then we're gonna do some berries in a minute, but I added a little more of that to the middle one than I did to the ones on the outsides. Just so it would be a little different, you know, make the middle pop. All right, now, once you got that done, we're going to take some of these berry picks. These are the berry picks that have the like glittery look to them. They kind of glisten. They look like snow. Gorgeous. From the Dollar Tree. Absolutely gorgeous. So I'm just going to glue those right in. Just taking a little hot glue. Pop that dude down in there. When I saw these mirrors, I instantly thought, oh my goodness, these would look gorgeous with a vase stuck in the middle of it. So that's what we're doing. All right, just adding those berries. That's all I did. I end up adding those to all three of these. I was going to add them only to the middle, and then I was like, no, it just looks so pretty. So I ended up adding them to all three vases. I take the little tea lights from the Dollar Tree, the little battery operated tea lights, pop those down in these, and this is the simplest, most just gorgeous. It could be like a centerpiece or sit on a side table or, you know, like a couch table. I just think it's gorgeous. I hope that y'all love this as much as I do. I love it. Alrighty, DIY number 4. So for this last and final DIY, I decided to do a very, very easy one. Anybody could do this. It is really cute. It turns out really good, but it's super, super simple. So I've got some of the boxes, but decorative boxes from the Dollar Tree. I've got this pick that I got from the Dollar General, and then I've got this picture frame that came from the Dollar Tree. Now, these picture frames already had a wood grain like look to them, but it also had like a wood grain feel, like the texture of it was even, you know, the wood grain. So to distress this was going to be simple as pie. Just going to get a very little bit of paint on the end of your brush, your chip brush, and then just start making strokes. Just hitting at it. Look at how that paint, oh my gosh, look at how it picks up that paint. Is that not incredible? Oh my goodness, it just looks so awesome. Absolutely love these. I actually picked up several of these picture frames because I thought, okay, I can do a lot of stuff with these. I know that they're going to paint well, and yeah, this worked out perfect. So that's the first thing I did. I didn't even take the glass out yet, y'all. I just went ahead and went straight in with my paint because I wanted to see how it was going to look, and it exceeded my expectations. Love it. Absolutely love it. All right, now, I took my the back off, took the glass out. I started out going to use the Farm Fresh, and then I saw this one, and I was like, oh my, okay, so this matches the stuff that I have a little better. So let me just go ahead and use this one. And yes, I did try to fit the first one, and it didn't fit. And so I tried the other one, and it didn't fit either because they're the same size. Yes, totally blonde moment. But anyways, so I just bent this, kind of gave myself a crease so that I would know where to kind of trim this off to fit inside the frame. Just taking my scissors, trimming that off. Very simple, y'all. I'm telling you, this is so, so easy. All right, now, once I had it trimmed, I just added the glass back into it to give it a little support in the back. Put the back on this, and boom. You could leave this just like it is, and it is super cute. I wanted to embellish it, though, so I'm going to take a couple pieces of this pick. I just cut them off with my, my wire cutters. Use some of the berries. I love these frosted picks like this. I just think they're gorgeous. Gorgeous. All right, so I'm just going to take that, lay it down across my picture frame, decide, you know, exactly where I want it, how it's gonna sit. Now, I did have to trim it a little bit because I didn't want it to cover up the words May Your, like at the top where it says May Your Christmas, you know, blah, blah. I didn't want it to cover that up, so I did trim that top one. I took those berries and just hot glued those directly to the greenery. That way I didn't have to worry about, you know, it coming off or tying things together or doing any of that. I just went ahead and hot glued them dudes on. We're going to hot glue it straight to the frame. I just added a generous amount. I forgot which one was which one I had trimmed. All right, so pop it down there. You're just going to hold it in place, let it get good and stuck. I fiddled with it, you know, of course you have to do that when you're DIY and you fiddle. Anyways, I trimmed it a little bit more just so that it, like I said, I didn't want it to cover up my wording. I hot glued those berries down to the other one. Y'all, this is the easiest DIY. This is probably the easiest Christmas DIY I've done since we started doing Christmas DIYs. Added some hot glue. We're just going to pop this dude down. Now, I had a pine cone on that pick, and I thought that would be the perfect thing to stick in the middle, and boom, we are done. Love it. Alrighty, y'all. So that is it for today. I hope that y'all have enjoyed these DIYs. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. Definitely leave some comments. Don't forget to share this with your friends and family, and for sure, subscribe. All right. Don't forget to check the description box, not only for the link to the next person's video in the hop, but also to the link for the coffee shop. Y'all have a blessed day.